invention of the wheel to animal-drawn carriages, we've seen cars evolve from machines to works of art.
And for the love of drive, we embark on a journey to find out more, not only about the motor world, but you, the driver, and everything that affects you.
I'm Sabina Stadler.
And I'm Jesse Ondego.
And this is Drive.
Buckle up.
Our journey has led us to DT Dobie. Now, personally, I'm interested to find out more about the Jeep, the Grand Cherokee, because it's one of those cars you see on the road but really don't know much about.
Now, Jeep has got 4 models of its Cherokee. That would be the entry-level Cherokee, the Grand Cherokee Limited, and the Grand Cherokee Limited X.
Yes, and we're going to feature one of these models and actually test drive it.
So let's talk to somebody who will tell us more about this model.
We are here with William from DT Dobie. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yes, so we know about the Cherokees. There's so many different types. What are the basic differences?
We have the Grand Cherokee Limited. We have the Grand Cherokee Overland. The Grand Cherokee Limited and Overland come in 3.6 liter. Then we have a 5.7 liter V8 Grand Cherokee Overland.
Which car is this?
For the view at home, we have the Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited. This car comes with an air suspension. In the Jeep, we call it a quadra-track. It means it has 4 levels of rising because it runs on something we call an air suspension.
What can you tell me about the reliability of the suspension? Because there's been quite a lot of complaints.
The issue is not with the suspension system that we have, but more so importing vehicles that don't belong to this market. So in terms of tropicalizing, this is stiffened. It can take the heat and the dust that we experience in this country. Air suspension systems work. The whole idea of having an air suspension is to give you comfort and also off-road capability. Because at times you need to drive on the rocks, it will help because the car can rise. At times you need to do a sporty driving, the car lowers itself. And one admirable function is you even have an entry level. I can lower this car to the height of a saloon car.
You had a diesel before.
We've had issues with the quality of fuel we've had in the country in the past. And because of that, the manufacturer has not been comfortable with giving us diesel cars. Prices for these cars begin from $86,000 for the Limited. Mm-hmm. You can buy the Overland for $99,000, or you can buy the Overland 5.7 for $105,000.
Okay, so that's around almost 9 million.
It's between 7.8 up to about 10.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. So if you can afford this, give us a call. But one more thing, why should I buy this car?
One is intelligent lighting. Second, we just mentioned about the air suspension, meaning that you can use the car anywhere. Third is the luxury that you get in this car. And fourth, at what's most important, putting all that at a price that Kenyans can afford. If you look at some of the things that we are putting in this car, in the competition, you're going to pay much more. I will start with the lights. Mm-hmm. This car has what you call intelligent lighting. Intelligent lighting means if you leave it in full light mode, it chooses when to go in dim or full mode. Mm-hmm. And as you get to a roundabout, it has that cornering light function. So at no point will you not be able to see.
I'm being conned. My car doesn't do that.
Buy this.
I'm going to buy someone, please.
Then I noticed it's also got the day running lights, yeah?
Yes. As a rule, all cars in Europe by this year should have a daytime running lights. Now, with the Jeep Grand Cherokee, we started this last year to conform with that. Why you have daytime running lights? One is for visibility in terms of safety. For example, a gray car is not easy to see when you're doing a long distance, especially towards the evening. But as you get closer is when you begin to see. It means you'd have to run with your lights on. But to overcome all that, it means now with the Grand Cherokee, you can pick any color because of the daytime running lights. You're seen from a distance.
Let us just drive one of the cars. So let's do that.
to tell you that this is a demo car. First thing you notice is the comfort in the car because you've got all leather upholstery everywhere, and then you've got the build quality is fantastic, nothing that rattles or anything like that. You've got a little touch of chrome here and there. The display on the dash is all digital.
This is not a car you buy for speed. It gets to 100 kilometers, I think, in 7 seconds.
The engine is rather punchy, and you've got your flappy paddle shift gears, so you can select the gear yourself, or the car will automatically select the gear for you.
Wow,
if you
that's
choose.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's
So
wonderful.
like right now, I just downshifted. And what I noticed is, if you are possibly in the wrong gear, the car itself will not actually engage that particular gear. But the engine is fantastic, very powerful.
Now I love this because you get to have your leather heated seats, even the steering wheel. When you're going to Masai Mara in this car, you don't have to worry about getting cold.
Yeah.
I love the leather, it's comfortable, you know. I don't feel any bump like in my own car. This is not good.
When you're on transport mode, let's say maybe you want to actually transport the car from one location to the other, not necessarily that it's actually broken down. The car actually automatically lowers itself so that you have a lower center of gravity. Just in case flatbed is actually on shaky ground, the car is actually more stable and won't be all over the place. The air suspension is working fantastic. It's really comfortable, really smooth. I don't even feel much of the asphalt. The other thing also we have to feature is the old 4x4 system, yeah, where it can automatically set to automatically detect the terrain, with which it will lift itself appropriately to whatever height that is required.
Yes, we have snow for sand, for rock, for mud. The stitching is different from the Overland.
This being a Grand Cherokee Limited X, the stitching isn't like the Overland, but you still get that white over black stitching, which is fantastic, looks beautiful.
I love that it's push to start.
Yeah.
No,
definitely.
no key, getting into the car with keys and stuff like that. Push to start, baby.
Keyless ignition.
For comfort, cup holders.
Like we talked earlier, the automatic light. So the car itself will decide according to the lighting of the outside when to light up, when to be on full, when to be on dim. This car's got 4-zone climate control, meaning the passenger seat at the front, the driver, and both the rear passengers each get their own control for whatever temperature or AC.
They have USB ports at the back, I noticed that. So you can charge your phone at the back and play some music in front.
Then also the space. It's got decent space for, well, a medium height person. I'm not too sure about a tall person. But the seat itself can be adjusted to go lower and a little bit higher.
I noticed when you come in, when you start driving, the car seat just positions itself. If you want to leave the car, you just program it and you can easily exit the car. We have the AC here. Hear that?
Shifted.
Fan speed. Let me just switch that off. Life is good in this car. I would buy this car.